Well, what an action-packed sports end that we have had to the Friday evening leading up to the weekend. We just witnessed Neeraj Chopra create history with 90.23 meters at the Doha Diamond League, but he ended up finishing second. But in the Superbet Classic Chess tournament that has just concluded in Bucharest, Praggnanandhaa has managed to keep India's hopes flying high by winning the first classical event of the Grand Chess Tour. This was a phenomenal tournament for Praggnanandhaa, who managed to ensure that yes, he continues his glorious 2025 and ensure that he's building the right momentum heading into the Chess World Cup as well as heading into the candidate section. Now, heading into the final day, Praggnanandhaa was half a point ahead of the rest of the pack. Yesterday, when you look at round 8, he had managed to win in grand style, and because of that, he was already half a point ahead of the rest of the leaders. The only competition he had was with the likes of Fabiano Caruana, Ali Reza Firouzja, and Maxime vachier-legrave. Now, Praggnanandhaa drew his game against Fabiano Caruana. That itself was a huge result that is there. Gukesh also drew with Aronian, and that is why, looking at it, the competition was all but done. But Maxime vachier-legrave had other ideas, and because of that, he managed to pull off a brilliant win against Jan-Krzysztof Duda, and that is the reason why Praggnanandhaa and MVL finished on 5.5 points. Now, the rules dictated that if it was a 3-minute, if there was a 3-way tie, then you would have had to go into sudden death tiebreakers in the Blitz section. However, Praggnanandhaa and MVL were the only two guys, and hence there was a playoff, a Blitz playoff. Winner takes it all. If there was a draw, it would have continued all the way until you got a result. Now, Praggnanandhaa was actually going about in a very solid manner. I mean, his defense was good. He was a pawn down initially, but he was building the pressure on Maxime vachier-legrave. Now, Maxime actually blundered by getting the king in the corner of the H file. And then when his rook was out of position, Praggnanandhaa then decided to ensure that he would fork it. He would fork his rook on the other side and then get the queen also to trap the king. And this rook and queen endgame ensured that Maxime vachier-legrave had to resign. And that is why Praggnanandhaa has managed to win the Superbet Classic tournament in grand style. And it continues his awesome run when you look at it. Because look at how his year has begun. He's managed to beat Gukesh on tiebreakers to win the Tata Steel Chess tournament in Vaikansy. Here, he's managed to beat Maxime vachier-legrave in the first classical tour in the Grand Chess event. So, on 2 tiebreakers alone, Praggnanandhaa has shown that he is the beast when you look at it. And that is why 2 brilliant title wins. And that is why Praggnanandhaa has managed to win the Grand Chess Tour classical event in Bucharest. Unfortunately, he will not be there in the Norway chess event, but it is very important to note that he is really building up to something very special. Remember, the Chess Olympiad, if you look at it, the Chess World Cup is very important for Praggnanandhaa. If he manages to get into the top 3 again, he can once again challenge for the candidates as well. So that is why whatever momentum he's building already in 2 major events that he's there, Praggnanandhaa has managed to win both Tata Steel Chess and the Superbet Grand Chess Tour in Bucharest as well. So, great event for Praggnanandhaa, who went through it almost unbeaten. He was drawing, he was winning on a consistent basis, and that is why it was truly a remarkable experience that you got. So, Praggnanandhaa is the winner, but there are certain concerns now over World Chess Champion Gukesh, because he didn't start the tournament well. For most of the tournament, he was in the bottom half of the table. And that is why he might have won a couple of games to ensure that he didn't finish at the bottom. But ever since Tata Steel Chess, in which he really had a great run, after that, his form has been very patchy. Freestyle chess, he was totally undone in Weizenhaus as well as in Paris. Here, he just did not seem to capitalize on the positions. Again, in one particular game in particular, he managed to ensure that, yes, he overpushed and his position went awry and he never recovered from that. So, Gukesh has one more chance to ensure that he does well in a very strong field in the Norway chess tournament. But apart from that, the last 3 months, the last 3, 4 months of Gukesh has really been problematic for him. And that's why he has to now really ensure that he does well in the remainder of 2025, because in 2026 he'll have to defend the title, and if it's an all Indian final, well, then it is going to be a really big thing that's there. So yes, Praggnanandhaa, grand victory in this. So that is why it is really going to be awesome. Indian chess is in safe hands at this point in time. So yes, Tushar Maskara saying a great win for Pragg. Great year so far for him, winning Tata Steel and Romania Classic. Also leading the FIDE circuit. A bad event for Gukesh though. Indeed, the last 3, 4 months have been really bad for him. And sports, I would just tell you to behave here and stop behaving like a child. You're a troll. All these things make you a troll. So just don't do these kind of things. If you have sensible things to say, please say it. Otherwise, stop spamming. This isn't the platform to spam for your childish thoughts at this sense. Tushar Maskara saying, Norway chess, Gukesh needs to do well, otherwise people will treat him like Ding Lijen. Indeed, it is going to happen. So yes, Kushanava Naha saying, Pragg took a huge lead in FIDE circuit leaderboard, great chance for next candidate. See, already Fabiano Caruana is there. In the news format that is there, it is going to be whoever tops the FIDE circuit in 2025. He will be the next one who gets into the candidate. So yes, 3 from Canada from the World Cup, 2 from Grand Swiss, 2 from the FIDE circuits of 2024 and 2025. And whoever tops the ranking on an average from August to December or January, he will then go through to the candidates in that sense. So yes, it is a great feeling indeed, because it is Praggnanandhaa who has won. Neeraj Chopra unfortunately finished in second position. Yes, history in the making, 90.23 meters. But yes, he could have won the Doha Diamond League as well. But Julian Weber, take a bow. What a throw, 91.06 meters. These two events almost ended simultaneously. But then Neeraj just had to, we couldn't go on earlier because we felt that, okay, what if with 90.23 he would have won? But no, 91.06 can also make it. So yes, thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this live. Subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis.